Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the University of WordPress podcast. This will be episode 3, and today we will be looking at an introduction to SEO or search engine optimization. So, as I said, SEO is what we're going to be looking at today, and in doing so, we're going to talk about what all the different things are to consider in SEO, why you need to do it, and how to build your ranking in search engines. So let's start with what is SEO exactly. So SEO is growing your rank in a search engine results. And we're going to be doing this through organic methods is what SEO is for. And what I mean by that is that organic methods are methods that are unpaid. So when you search something on Google, on top you're going to see a few advertisements. If it's a bigger keyword and people are advertising for that keyword, you will see a couple of advertisements on the top. But below the advertisements, which is where most people look anyways, I mean, that's where I usually look, the first one is going to be what is considered ranked number 1 for that keyword on Google. And this is what's going to be your ranking in when we're talking about SEO. And there are different ways to build this ranking. It's a pretty complex system overall, I will be honest. Some of the smaller things to consider are the competition for a keyword and how often it will be searched. I have talked about that before when picking your niche and your domain name and everything like that. Those are two things that you really need to consider when you're talking about SEO. So if you're looking at writing about a keyword with huge search volume, but also just an insane level of competition, let's say you're looking to rank for Amazon Echo dot or something like that. There's going to be these huge articles and by these powerhouse sites with tons of backlinks, which we'll get into a little bit later on in here. And these are going to just devastate everybody else that's trying to rank for that because they're going to have some really long articles. They're going to be so well optimized for that keyword that it's just going to be hard to overtake them in those results. So personally, if I don't have a lot of backlinks, which a lot of my websites do not have a lot of backlinks. If I don't have a lot of backlinks, I usually look for keywords that are a little bit lower down, but they still have some decent search volume. So what this does is that there's still people typing that into Google, pressing enter, looking down through the page at the top ranked and the second ranked all the way down on the first page for these different sites and which one is most relevant to their search. And if you can make it be your search, or your website, your post, your page that is the most relevant to this person's search, then they're going to click on yours. And that's a great way to drive traffic to your website, just by simply optimizing your keywords for these search engines. Now the next thing to think about, to consider in SEO, is backlinks. And there are a lot of different ways to get backlinks. I will probably do a deeper dive into that later. So backlinks really help build your website's authority. And what backlinks are is they are when another site links to your site. And what this does for you is that it will tell Google that, oh, your site is relevant for a certain keyword, or people are enjoying what you're putting down and they are using it on their own website as a source or as another resource for their readers to go view. And an increase in these backlinks provides you with an excellent way to build your search engine results, not only for one post, but for every post you have. If you can keep getting backlinks and keep getting backlinks from other sites, then you are going to immensely increase your ranking for any and all of your keywords that you're ranking for. And the next thing to consider is which sites are you going to try to rank for? So if you're a little bit newer, Google can be hard to rank for because they do have something called the sandbox, which I have talked about previously. And what Google's sandbox is basically during your first 3 to 9 months. It's a pretty long difference there, but a lot of it varies. During those first 3 to 9 months, let's say, it is hard to get your site to rank above any site that has been out longer than that. And this is because Google is still working you into their index system. I mean, you can usually creep yourself up onto the second page, but it is just extremely hard to get on the first page for Google. And this is why I think that sometimes it's more important to try, while you're new, this is just only while you're new, it's more important to try to rank higher on Yahoo and Bing. And if you didn't know, Yahoo and Bing both are the same company, and they both use kind of the same algorithms with their search engine optimization and rankings and everything. So if you rank high for one, you're probably going to rank high for the other. And if you didn't know, Google is actually only about 65% or so. That's a rough estimate. It's only about 65% of the searches for search engines. The other 35% comes from like AOL, Ask. Those are just minimal, negligible numbers from those percentage-wise. And then you have about 30 to 35%, depending on how you want to do your research, will be from Yahoo and Bing put together. So if you're new and you can't really get as high as you'd like to on Google on their rankings, then it is good to just try and focus on Bing and Yahoo while you're new, because you're going to get 30% at least of every keyword. Every time someone searches something, you're going to get that traffic. So if you can rank first page on Bing and Yahoo, you'll be surprised how much more it is than you think it is, traffic-wise, how much importance it has to your website. So if you can just optimize for one word on Google, if you can get on the first page, if you can get top 3 results for one word on Google, one keyword, you will have some awesome traffic, and you'll notice it almost instantly. Because as your site creeps up, more and more people are going to come to your site because it's going to be higher and higher on the search results, and that's going to be one of the first few sites that they see when they're searching for that, or the first few posts, first few pages. When they search for that keyword, that's going to be one of the first things they see, and they're going to look at it and see if it's relevant to them, and if it is, they'll click on your website, and bam, there you have a person to your website, and your traffic is just going to keep growing and growing. Now, there are definitely different levels to SEO. Right now, I would like to just keep it simple and easy and just tell you that if you can optimize your keywords, which is one thing I talked about earlier, and build your backlinks slowly but surely, you're going to start creeping up those rankings. And individually, you can help your posts in SEO. Not sure how much it does. Some people say it does a lot, some people say it doesn't. I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think that optimizing and ranking for one keyword, specifically with lower competition, higher search volume, is going to do you a lot more than optimizing your posts, but I also think that you should try to have some quality posts. Some people say that you need to keep one keyword, the one that you're trying to rank for most, in your heading 1, then down to your heading 2, you're going to have your second keyword that you'd like to kind of be higher in rankings for, and so on in your headings, and you want to keep that as a heading 1, and then that's going to be your only heading 1, and then your heading 2 is going to be your only heading 2, and so on. And a thing that with just individual posts that you can do to help your rankings is to make them longer than the posts that you see on page 1 of the Google rankings. So if you search a word for, let's say, Amazon Echo Dot review, if you search that and you click on the first result on Google and it is, 7,000 words, it's just this amazing article. And I don't know how they wrote 7,000 words about this Echo Dot, but they did. And you don't think you can do that for yourself without basically ripping them off because Google doesn't really like that kind of thing, then you're going to want to just probably pick a different keyword until you can find one that you find this site on top, and you click on their article, and it's 2,000 words with a couple pictures, and you think to yourself, well, hey, I can write 3,000 words. I can throw a YouTube video in there. I can embed that in there. I can throw 3 pictures or so in there, and I can have some good keyword research done to specifically rank for that keyword. Then go for it. That's the way to go. That's how you're going to just keep yourself higher and higher. Once you start ranking on Google, you're going to keep yourself going higher and higher if you can make your posts better, or at least perceived better by Google than these other people. And how you do that is you write longer posts than them. You're going to want to keep more pictures than them if you can, and then any other type of media, if you throw a 30-second audio clip on there, or if you embed a YouTube video, that's really good to do as well. Google really likes that kind of stuff. So this has been my shorter SEO introduction. I will definitely be diving deeper into it later, guys, so just stay tuned for that. It might not be the next episode, but it'll be a few episodes down the line, because I do think that search engine optimization is one of the most important things that you can think about when you're blogging. So thank you for tuning in. If you liked it, be sure to check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are currently listening to this. If you haven't listened to our previous episodes, please do that. Find us on YouTube. I will put the link in the show notes, and be sure to check us out on our website at universityofword.press. There are some other social media links that I will link to as well, such as Twitter, and I'll link to my YouTube channel as well. And yeah, that should be everything, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this introduction to SEO with Dylan from University of WordPress, and until next time, class is dismissed.